Well, hello everyone. I came back from Pilates. I look a little bit bedraggled. But I thought I did the What's Cracking reading, and then I had an appointment, a coaching appointment, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go on live and do the Libra and Gemini readings. Now, the Libra reading is the weekly reading, which would normally be done today, and then the other one is the Gemini reading, which is the one that was missed when we had all the trouble uploading videos the other day. So this was really just a good time to do both online. So I'm going to start off with the Libra reading. So we'll start off with that and we'll see how we go. I'm trying to think there were a couple of things I wanted to say. Yeah, I'm having trouble with uploading things at the moment. So if you've got recorded readings with me and they seem to be taking a little bit longer, if you've booked them online, please be patient with me, because yesterday it took me like 4 hours, I think, to upload the videos, which is unheard of. And then in the process of doing that, I lost the What's Cracking reading. So please be patient with me. All right, let's see what's going on for you, Libra. Okay, so we're starting off with the Queen of Swords energy. I love the Queen of Swords energy. As a card, it represents Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So it could be that it's your energy at the moment, especially because we're talking about Libra. But as an energy, this is a person who's sometimes more logical. Hey, how are you going? Oh, you're a Libra. Well done, Elle. So as a character, the energies of the card brings across someone who's very straightforward, very articulate, straight to the point, and also often is witty, so sharp, but also very logical. And sometimes we can be so steered by our emotions. And when she comes along, I think this is sort of for you to start thinking about how to be a bit more logical in your approach rather than emotional. So I love her energy when she comes around. And behind that, we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is really interesting. So I don't know what's going on for you at the moment, but Spirit is saying to you, this is a really good time for you to be sort of really more logical, especially with the Queen of Pentacles too, more grounded. So if you're feeling like you have got your head in the clouds a little bit, Libra, it's time for you to become more sort of grounded in your energy. Sometimes it can talk about self-nurturing. With that Queen of Swords, it might be a need for you to be a bit more outspoken or a bit more about standing up for yourself, especially because I feel like somehow or another we've had a little bit of this energy coming around, this sort of low energy, and I think it's to do with the patterns that are going on at the moment. But some people are saying they just feel a bit disconnected or a bit flat, so I would understand why. Now we do have some sort of Nine of Cups behind that, so I feel like things are turning around. So if you've been feeling very, and somebody here probably, I usually get somebody who'll come on and tell me why we're feeling this way at the moment, but it can feel not like you're getting stuck. It's not like that sort of energy, but it's that energy where you feel like perhaps you're not making contact, or you feel like you're a little bit, oh, there's someone. Hey, Jess, how you going? It's lovely to see you on here. You're a Libra moon with me. Yeah. So both of you have got Libra and Gemini in your charts, which is absolutely beautiful. So I'm glad that you're starting to work out that you can find out about yourself a bit more. That's gorgeous. I don't think I've got much Gemini in my chart at all, actually. I think I might have one planet in Gemini, but I'd have to go back and have a look. But obviously Libra moon. So I'm right there with you on that one. Oh, you're welcome. So I feel like here that it may be a time for Libra where you need to take time out. You need to stand back a little bit. Maybe your emotions are a little bit sort of out of whack at the moment. Maybe you're feeling very sensitive. Maybe the moon's making you feel more sensitive. But I feel like Spirit is saying to you there is an ending there. It's just a time to stay really grounded, self-nurturing, and really sort of taking care of your own energy. All right, so we have the Sun, or the Knight of Cups, coming through with the Eight of Cups, the Four of Cups. There it is right there. Cups, cups, cups. So I feel like there is a need for you to sort of detach emotionally for a while. and really start to sort of look at how you can manage things a little bit more in a logical way. How do you do that? Well, sometimes what happens is we can find our emotions can be overwhelming, especially if you're very empathic. We can have a lot of, like, what I see as emotional dysregulation, and some of that may be from childhood too. But what it means is we lead with our emotions. We don't understand how to think more logically, and you're just being asked to do that, which as a Libra you would think you would do, but something is affecting your energy at the moment because you've got all cups here. So to me, this is very much a time where you're feeling a bit dissatisfied with life. You may be feeling like you need to move away from things because they're just not working out the way you wanted them to, because you have the Hermit at the end here. So for me, this is very, very spiritual reading. It's about really understanding that you need to take time out, perhaps sort of cut off from the world a little bit with that Eight of Cups. For me, the Eight of Cups is never a permanent energy. It's a walking away from things because you're not finding emotional fulfillment with them at the moment. So sometimes it's about stepping back and sort of taking time out, especially with the Four of Cups. So yeah, with the sort of energy you've got coming through, I think that this is certainly a time for not allowing your emotions to take over. But the Hermit card is telling me you're going through a very strong healing, and you do have the Fool card coming next. So there is a new beginning coming. I almost feel like this, almost like you might even find you're sleeping. I know I have been sleeping a lot more, or sleeping a lot more deeply, or even the opposite. You might be finding it's difficult to get into deep sleep, and you may be sort of floundering in that light sleep at the moment. Seven of Pentacles. Things are about to change, and you do have the Empress coming through here. So I think it really, now I'm seeing the Empress, I think it really is a time for self-nurturing. Absolutely. A time for perhaps with a healing with the Hermit there as well. If you hear sort of funny noises, it's not me, it's my dog. We lost our other dog last week, which was really sad. She got some sort of infection and we didn't know, and by the time we got her to the vet, she was such a placid dog, she really didn't let us know. Yeah, it was going to cost around about $4,500 to do the operation, and the doctor just said he didn't think she'd make it through. So we had to make a decision, which was really sad. So we miss her a lot. But Clyde is missing her terribly, aren't you, Clyde? You're finding it really hard. He's my absolute shadow at the moment. He's not leaving me alone. Hey, Becca. Libra Sun. Going through a rough patch. I think that what's happening is you may be going through some spiritual growth. And sometimes when we're going through growth, there are two things we really experience. One is we can experience that feeling of being stuck, not going anywhere, things not happening. I hate those periods of time where all of a sudden everything just seems to stand still and you're running around doing things, but everything in the universe seems to be in some sort of static energy. And the other thing that can happen too is that we can, hit down times where we need to upgrade or upload, and we can become a little bit detached. It's almost like your plug's taken out for a few days while you sort of find what it is, what you need. And I just feel like with the Empress there, maybe there's some sort of upgrade going on, especially with the Seven of Pentacles. And the Fool card looks like a brand new beginning. So it could be that you're leveling up as well. All right, let's see what else is here. Yeah, there's a choice to be made. Okay, so you're on the path for a choice. Five of Wands coming through. Oh, da-da. The Ace of Swords is right at the head of the reading. So you're definitely going, Libra, you are definitely going through some sort of change that's allowing you to level up. And as I said, it may be that things feel like they've stood still for a while. It may be things like I sometimes think it's like walking in a muddy paddock. You can't move any faster. When I see the Ace of Swords, I feel like somehow or another, I think that somehow or another this is a really good time, especially with the Ace of Swords. A new beginning's coming. We know that because we have the Fool card here as well. There is this need to nurture, take time out, take care of yourself, all of those sort of things, which I think is really important. That Five of Wands does make me feel like you may have a little bit of conflict about a direction you need to go in. So maybe it's time to sort of really sit back to make really good decisions for yourself. Oh, that's a bit sad. A photo just came up and the person in it has passed. So I'm thinking you'd probably try to make contact with me. And I feel like it's really time to, just sort of perhaps you've got to make a decision that really involves you going in a certain way. Okay, so it may be, Gemini, I'll do Gemini shortly. It may be that you have to make some strong decision, but I really feel like with some of these cards, especially Empress coming through with this Two of Wands, it may be that you have to make a decision that really is right for you. So sometimes we make decisions and we start considering everything else around us, etc. But I feel like here that it may be a decision that you need to make that's really important for you. All right, we'll pull you an oracle card. Which one are we going to use? Let's use the Wisdom of the Oracle. 11:11 on the clock, hey? All right. So wishes coming true, Becca. It looks like some sort of decision that's going to be made. You may get an opportunity to move in a new direction. It may be something is going to be offered to you to help you move on your path. Yeah, look at that. You've got time to go. So whatever it is, it definitely feels like you're moving in a new direction. And that too is number 9 with the 45 on it. So I feel like, oh, wow. Okay. 45. I feel like whatever it is, it's like the universe is holding you back to ensure that you make that good decision by being in a good high vibration. So this is about endings, completion, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn or experience. So that's definitely that Queen of Swords. Oh my God, Queen of Swords energy coming through there. Being able to cut things away, being able to forge your way forward with that Ace of Swords. So definitely what it feels like. You're at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. There's the Two of Wands. This is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to new experiences and a new way of being. Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, there you go. That's it. That's why you have to be clear about the direction you want to go in. And you're probably in a little bit of that sort of healing phase anyway. So you won't get that opportunity until you've sort of seen your way through your healing. There is nothing left for you to do or experience in your present circumstances. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time. Hey, Moira, how are you going? Your destiny is calling you, it says here. So that makes a whole lot of sense to me. All right, so we'll change decks and we'll do the Gemini reading. And we'll use the Arcanum Tarot for that. So I just feel that for Libra, that's a real spiritual sort of a spiritual time for you, a time for you to really chill out, relax, read that book you've wanted to read. But yeah, really find time to, hey, how you going, Tony? Really find time for yourself. That's what I want to say. But, any way you can, just allow yourself to do the growth you need to do and don't push yourself forward too hard. All right, let's have a look and see what's going on for Gemini. So we're going to do Gemini. Now, Gemini wasn't a reading that I had scheduled, but I did all the monthly readings the other day. And for some unknown reason, Gemini just dropped off along with the What's Cracking reading. They've gone off where the second sock and the Tupperware lids go, out in space somewhere. So we have, you're a Gemini. Then we've got a few Geminis in the room and a lot of people with Gemini in their chart. So for all you people who've looked up your natal chart, you know what readings resonate and which ones don't. Just out of curiosity, being you have like Libra Moon, Gemini Sun, or Gemini Sun and Libra Moon, what do you find resonates with you more, your sun sign or your moon sign? Oh, I don't really have a schedule, Moira. So I try and do one sign every day. So Tony knows. Gemini Sun, Pisces Moon, Virgo Rising. Pisces Moons, I think, is a beautiful placement for a moon sign. It's a very deep, thoughtful. This is why I always say, like, Pisces Moon energy is like the poet, like that sort of really deep emotional stuff. So Jess says it depends, which I say it does for me too. Mostly for Libra, I find the Libra moon probably resonates with me more solidly than my Capricorn sun. You have everything in Pisces, Moira. Hooly dooly. Yeah, good. No, it's good, Jess. I'm glad you go with your intuition, because a lot of people don't really understand how to use their intuition when they're listening to readings. But for most of us, if you're listening to a reading and you get like 2 or 3 lines in and you're thinking, this doesn't sound like me, you might as well turn the reading off. You could sit and listen for the highlights, yes, absolutely. But if you're looking for a particular reading or you're listening for a particular reason, then you will know after the first couple of lines. Yeah, I've got a lot of Sagittarius in my chart. So sometimes Sagittarian readings work for me too. But it's good to look at all of them. This is why I really encourage people to learn about your natal chart. We might even do it one day. I might get on with my natal chart and we can look through yours and maybe get you to print all your ones up and have a little bit of a session on that, because it really is very interesting. Your Mars is in Gemini. So that would relate to that aspect of your life, but we'll go into that a little bit more. All right, let's get into this Gemini reading. So we've got the Tower coming straight out, which of course is the card I feel of Scorpio, but a lot of people relate it to Aries. So for me, it does both. But when the Tower comes around, and a lot of people, it is very interesting, Tony. It is a fabulous thing. I wish I had more time to get into it. And you find your rising sign, Moira. I have a Scorpio rising. Sometimes it's Scorpio for me too. So I tend to sort of, if I'm looking for a particular answer, I might go through a few different ones. But overall, I think my Libra moon's probably my most dominant. So the Tower card, when it comes around, says basically we've built something on a faulty foundation and we need to review. Now, it could be over a particular thing, or it can be just generally that we need to review our lives and take a new direction. It is always a good Tower. I don't see good and bad in the cards, Tony. I always think every card is a bit of both. But mostly for me, even the Tower, like when people balk at things like the Tower, the Devil, the Death card, I'm like, they all are good. They're just how they affect you. That's basically how I see it. But when I see a Tower coming through, for me, it's like you're going to have to make changes because something just isn't quite right in your life. It's not serving you anymore. And this is followed straight away by the Magician. So I feel like whatever this is, it's time to change something. It's time to move on. Yep, it's time for you to look at what you've been doing up until now and know that you have the power to create something new or different. So that's beautiful energy coming through. All right, so is it that you've got stuck in a mindset that no longer serves you? Because when this card comes around, it always brings around for me that victim mentality, which we all can get stuck in. So the Eight of Swords, we always, look at that. You can see that someone is stuck in amongst the swords but can quite freely move out, which means that maybe you've got stuck in a way of thinking that's not allowing you to move forward. So what happens is we can be fearful of taking that step, or we can be worried that we're going to take a step that maybe doesn't serve us. And it sort of fits in really nicely with the Libra reading. For those of you who've got both, I feel like what came through in the Libra reading is this change you're looking for. But maybe it's the fear of taking that next step, because the Tower doesn't always feel comfortable, but it's going to make a difference to your future. So whatever this is, something has to change. Spirit is saying you've got everything you need to move forward. And whatever it is, and Tony's right, this is an opportunity here, and here's the Queen of Swords again. So it is about you looking at things logically. It's about you putting your emotions aside. It is about you understanding how to make choices that serve you rather than doing from the emotions. And sometimes we have to do that. I'm trying to think of, because you know me, I love my examples. So I'm trying to think of a particular example. But say you've got 2 jobs in front of you, and normally you'd pick the job that emotionally satisfied you rather than the job that was going to take you somewhere. Well, maybe this time you have to look at things a little differently and take the job that's going to take you somewhere rather than taking the one that you feel emotionally connected to. Because maybe there's a reason why you need to take that sort of job that's going to open you up to more opportunities. Maybe it's going to take you in the direction you need to go in rather than just staying where you are with the emotional option. So, yeah, so I definitely feel like here that there is a reason for you to, like, as I say, raise the tower, let the tower sort of go and build again, build a new foundation. Maybe it's a new start in work. Maybe it's an opportunity to move in a direction that you haven't done before. Emotionally, that you're going after the job that you feel safe in, but maybe it's a job that's going to bring you more challenge, competition. It's going to take you in a new direction. But maybe the fear is with that tower that if you take that job, you're not going to be able to, maybe your fear is that you're not going to be able to do it. But I feel like Spirit is saying go for it here. All right, so we have the 7 of Wands with the 4 of Pentacles, the Justice card coming through with the Judgment card. Holy dooly, there you go. You can't be safe all the time, Tony. You've got to get out of your comfort zone. That is out of your comfort zone right there. Yeah, because when you get out of your comfort zone, not only do you prove to yourself how much capacity or capability you have, you're also saying to yourself that, you know, I recognize these skills within myself and I won't fear. And I think it teaches you a lot. I think it teaches you a lot. So there is definitely something going, oh, wow, okay. So we have the Justice card, the Judgment card, and now I have the Chariot coming through. All right, Page of Swords and the Victory card. So we have the Victory card over the Justice and the Judgment card. So Gemini, I feel like this is a real time for you to take opportunities, especially if you've missed on an opportunity before. You know, sometimes if we, all major arcanas, sometimes if we miss an opportunity because we've been fearful or scared of taking it, but now we have the chance to do it again, emotionally we may be drawn to saying no because we fear it. But what Spirit is saying, take on the Queen of Swords energy and sort of take your sword out and go that direction. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right, Becca. And I feel that especially for you, maybe making logical decisions for yourself at the moment is really important to keep yourself on top of things, because emotionally, when you've left someone or you've had a breakup of a relationship, you don't make the best decisions. So it is really for you about making logical decisions. Great book too, Tony, if you haven't read it. All right, so we have the 4 of Swords, the 3 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and I'm going to clarify with a card from the middle of the deck, and you have the 10 of Swords coming. So there is a need for you to take forward movement, but I feel like a little bit like the Libra energy, maybe it isn't quite the right timing. There seems to be, with this sort of energy coming through, Gemini, that you've got a huge change coming, especially with that tower up front. So whatever you're choosing to do now, you're going to have to be ready, because you have sort of really strong energy of movement, forward movement, future movement. That's the Arcanum deck. It came, the Thelema Tarot was the first in the set of 3, and the Arcanum, I think, came second. And there was a third one, but I don't remember what the third one was called. But the Thelema Tarot is what is and still will be one of my favorites. But I think I've said a few times when I've been on, it is a bit glossy. It's beautiful, though. The pictures are lovely. But they're not very good cards. They chip and everything really easily. So I think I'm on my 3rd Thelema one. I'd have to bring it out, though, because it's still one of my favorites. So there is definitely a lot of forward movement, but I'd say for you, Gemini, the choices you make in rebuilding or I almost want to say like laying down a new foundation, are going to be really beneficial in the long run. But it does mean endings are coming, so be kind to yourself. I'm just going to put a few more cards out for you, though, because I feel like I want to dig a little bit deeper for Gemini. Yeah, some of the decks you can't really see so well online, and I've avoided using some decks because of the glossiness. You're welcome, Tony. So definitely a message for you in there. I think that you need to break down the old mold and rebuild a new mold for yourself. All right, I'm just going to have another little look. So I've got the Four of Swords coming out again with the Queen of Swords. There you go. I also have the Six of Swords. All right, so we've got a lot of swords energy. All right, so Gemini, you've got the Three of Pentacles at the end. So it's like something wants to align with your journey. So this is where I say that often you've got some sort of message coming through all the time and you might be ignoring it, for example. And it might be, say you're working as a salesperson, but you've always wanted to be an elephant trainer. But you won't be an elephant trainer because you're worried about giving away your sales job. I know this is a really loose example. And there is a real energy here of being able, it's almost like cut and run, all that swords energy. So definitely a need for you to be extremely logical at the moment, especially with that Queen of Swords coming through. Moving away here, being kind to yourself, moving away from whatever you've learned, your lessons, leaving things behind, and aligning yourself with your soul purpose. So if you've always known what your soul purpose is, it's time to take that up now. If you don't know what your soul purpose is, so some people do say to me, what am I meant to be doing? I think I said to everybody the other day, really good idea to use the whole yellow sticker thing. Write down what you're good at, what you're not good at, what you'd like to do, what you're not currently doing, what you don't want to be doing in your job. Stick them all up. Hey, how are you going, Scott? Stick them all up on your mirror wardrobe. Mirrors. I haven't got mirrors in this room. But if you've got a mirror on a wardrobe door, or even if you've got like access to a window, put your stickers up there. Move them around as you see fit. So if you wake up one day and you think, oh, I'd really like to be doing that, write it on a sticker and put it up until you've got a really clear indication of the direction you want to go in. All right, Wild Unknown Spirit. And we have the Nightingale coming through. Yeah, some of you guys know each other from the G's game, so it's really cute watching you all say hello to each other. The Nightingale. So let me just find out where it is here. You might have gone past it already. Oh, there it is. What does the Nightingale mean? I always say to people, I can read these cards often, and then one comes out. I think, wow, I don't even remember what that means. So, fearless voice, speech, communication, or song. It's a beautiful card to get with that reading, Gemini. The song of the nightingale is otherworldly. This simple brown bird, almost unnoticeable among the flashy plumage of other birds, transports its listener to the realm of poetry. That for you Pisces people. Nightingale energy is within us when we write, compose, and especially when we sing. It reminds us that music heals the deepest wounds. This card indicates a need to open the bridge between the heart and the voice. There we go. Emotion and logic. Is there something you need to say? How long has it been since you sang? Turn it up, write it down, and let it out. So I feel like that is a really good card to get for that reading. Yeah, the G's gang was fun. It was. It'd be good if you could get back to it again, but it was getting so hard to get people together. And even now, when I do these, I might get a spackle of people on board, but we used to get up to about 40 people in a room. And for those who don't know, when a few years ago now, probably close to 4 years ago, we all said that we wanted to get together more often and just chit chat. And we started forming a gang. And I actually think it was Scott who came up with the G's gang to start off with. And I think it came out of the Goddess. So, yeah, we do need a schedule. So a lot of the people that come on board now were in that era where we were all getting on board and having a chit chat. So we used to Zoom. And it was a lot of fun. We did have a lot of fun. We're definitely talking all things spiritual, but we got off the path a few times. Might talk about other things. Even people like me like a good maths talk. So if any of you doing maths, I love. Last time I was on, everybody started talking about reading because I said I was doing literature at uni. So a lot of people, see, there you go. So a lot of people started talking. It was I think it was pre-COVID, Moira, too. I think we started pre-COVID, and we're doing a lot of stuff in the first lockdown. I know that. But it was, I can't remember where I was going now. So if you want to chat about something, I'm always up for a good chat. It doesn't always have to be everything spiritual. So, so last time we got talking about books. Oh, Moira, you were on board then too. Yeah, I like the off-topic chats too. Sometimes they could get quite deep. Sometimes we talk like really sort of psychological deep stuff. I think we had talks about, bits and pieces. Yeah, literature last time we were talking about books. I'm just reading Jane Eyre at the moment. I've now finished Frankenstein, Metamorphosis, and a few other things that I had to read, but I'm reading Jane Eyre. It's just a little difficult to keep reading a book when you've got to do other things, so I have to keep going back. But what I've learned is if I can get an audio book of the same as the book, as long as it's written exactly the same, then I can sort of listen to the audio book in between. Beautiful. Thanks, Becca. It is good to see everybody back on board, isn't it? Some people we've lost track of too. Some people just don't seem to be around anymore, which is a bit of a shame. But I did have a little email from one of the people from the G's gang yesterday who wrote through a little bit of a message for me because I hadn't spoken to her for ages. So that was really lovely to hear from her after all that time. So anyway, I have to go. I do have to do some work. So been lovely to talk to you as always. I wonder, are any of you at work and just doing this in your break or something, or are you all not working today? Have I caught you all not working? Because I think sometimes I bet you're at work. You have a good day yourself, Scott. It's lovely to see you round again. That's lovely. Thank you. You're on breakfast. And it's evening where Moira and Becca are. And Scott's on a break. Okay. Alrighty. I will leave you with that. I've got plenty to catch up on. Thank you so much for joining. Oh, you're off work at the moment, Tony. Oh, maybe that message really was for you with the Gemini one then. All right. Take care, everyone. See ya.